Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is about 1 o'clock in the morning right now, and I am currently in week I don't fucking know of quarantine. And during this time, I've done a lot of recollection, let me tell you. Had a lot of time to think. And I wanted to tell a story to all my friends out there. Anybody I went to school with that knows me, any of my friends I met through work, anyone who just gives a fuck. I don't know. Patience out in fucking Utah, women's rights activist and just a good human being, great human being. Just gotta say, shout out. She's cool. Furthest west friend that I have on, well, actually no, other than JP. Sorry, boy, you're awesome. He's my bro, JP. He has been there for me more ways in recent years than others, but I wanted to tell a story. So when I left high school, I went on like a job hunting spree where I was kind of working, but at the same time I was trying to enlist into the Army, and eventually made it into the Army and then left for the Army. That didn't work out as long as I had planned, and had gotten out, and since then I've just been just job after job, just trying to find my place in the world and do something that I want to do. I tried pest control for a few years, and it just, I don't know, it was just unsatisfying, and now I'm in blasting, so it's pretty fucking fun. I get to blow shit up. Pretty much daily almost. Either that or I'm drilling or helping drill. I've really not drilled much. Rob, shout out. He's the best drill mentor that I've ever worked with. He's a really cool guy. He's a nice guy. He's actually one of the guys I missed from work. Believe it or not, that asshole. Jeez. Okay, not a story. Fast forward to 2016. Lucas is born February 11th. My life changed, and I've got the time, 12:59 p.m. tattooed on my wrist right here. He was born, and then shortly after that, when he was about 6 months old, his mom left me, and it just didn't work out. It was a really toxic relationship, and there was a lot of learning points there where, it's like things you look for in the future, and future relationships that you really got to watch out for. You really do. Especially when there are kids involved. Like, his mother and I, we were together for like 3 years before she got pregnant, and then then after that, postpartum depression hit, and it kind of took a real big toll on things. Sorry, it's kind of late and I'm exhausted. It's been a long weekend, but like I said, it didn't work out, and I ended up having to go out on the streets for a little while. I was living out of my car. I didn't have a good relationship with my parents at the time. It's changed. It's better now. But eventually I took an opportunity and went to Nashville, Tennessee, where I met a bunch of cool people. But mainly I was focusing on establishing like musical connections, and I continued I used pest control to get income to live, and I was homeless for a while down there, but I wasn't really homeless. I had a lot of good friends. Shout out Skeeter. He's best friend down there that I miss. I want to come down and see you, bud. But I traveled back and forth from Nashville, Tennessee to Leesburg, Virginia, like 24 times in a year. and that is a 1,200-mile round trip, and I did that to see Lucas, and didn't really have a foothold in a fight to get any kind of custody. I had been trying to ask her if he would ever be able to move in with me, part-time down there, like a couple weeks here and there. But she said that he was unfamiliar with me at that point, and in which it was not. He was never unfamiliar with me. I had a connection with that boy. I put him to bed when I lived with her still. I fed him. I didn't change his diaper because I just didn't like it. I eventually got over that, and I change his diaper now actually pretty often. He still pees his pants every now and then, and I gotta take care of it. But it's no big deal. He poops and smells, but Jesus, it's bad. But I left Nashville and I moved back home, and home was Berryville, Virginia, and lived at my parents' house, and I went for custody at first and visitation, but I couldn't get custody. I was living with my parents. I didn't have his own room. It just wasn't a good environment for him, so I only pursued visitation. But it had the perception, I believe, that was on me was that when she left me and kicked me out of the house, I had abandoned him, which that wasn't the deal at all. I never abandoned him once. I was put into a bad spot because I didn't have a place to live. My parents and it were not an option at the time. We did not have a good relationship at the time, and it just was not a good time, and it wasn't a part of me that I wanted my son to see. I wanted to get stable, and over the last 3.5 years, fast forward, I have a place. I'm always looking around this. It's so much space. I have a TV, a dog, Lexi, got food, stat, like up in the cabinets. Life is good. And after so many times being to court and filing affidavits and motions to amend custody, motions to amend visitation, in 2018, I got Lucas to myself on Sundays. I could take him wherever I wanted, but it was still only on Sundays. That was until I met Lexi. Lexi's my boo. She is my best friend and my just everything. She is the sweetest person, and she loves Lucas too. And she actually got attached to him, and she got him to be potty trained. And well, backtrack a little ways. We moved into an apartment here, and Lucas has always had a bedroom. His bedroom is his bedroom, and he's got a queen size bed in there, and it's never been anybody else's. It's always been in his room ever since we moved in. But at first, I had given up my overnights because Luke was not ready to be here for more than like a day at a time. So we had to kind of back up a little bit, give him some time, take a few weeks, and it actually ended up taking about 6 weeks because we were having to do it only on Sundays and maybe a Saturday here and there when she let me have him. That, we finally got it to where he could get here and we can put him to bed at a good time. And went back for for another custody. I didn't get custody, but I did get more time. I have him from Fridays until Sundays, and that has been that way. It actually started out where I did get the weekends in between. I understand now, with the time and patience that I've learned throughout these past few years, that the courts, I think this is the reason why they do it this way, is because they really want you to appreciate the time you have with your freaking kids. Like, I have friends that have 3 kids. So actually, one of my friends that I saw today, she has 3 kids and not one fucking dad. Those kids are with her, and she is struggling. Like, well, no, I'm not gonna say she's struggling. Okay, she's got her shit together, right? She is never gonna quit. That girl, I have known her since we were kids, and the dads are the pieces of shit, because I would never, ever leave my son, and I could never think about abandoning him. Maybe that's because my trauma from like abandonment issues from being a kid, and being bullied and abandoned by friends a lot. You know, that's a good part of it, but it's just, I'm not gonna do that to somebody else. I'm not going to. I'm not gonna do that to my kid. I'm in this for the long run. You know, today I filed for 100%. And if I get this, the roles will be reversed, and I'm going to make it fair. And this is my video evidence right here that I'm going to make it fair. Because I have not been able to see my son go to bed but 2 nights a week for the last year, maybe. And before that, it had been 2.5 years before I had seen his eyes close to go to sleep. It used to be the last thing that I'd see before I could go to sleep. When I'd put him down, I'd wait for him to go to sleep. But I have the opportunity, and I feel I've worked very hard for it. And I just wanted to record my journey. This video is now 13 minutes long, and I'm gonna end this here. But I don't know what to say right now. I can't sleep. I'm thinking about Luke. I want him here. And there are many reasons why I believe that it is best for him to be with me. And they're the right reasons. And they're the responsible reasons. I've worked very hard to build for what I have. And become a strong man over the last few years. This has toughened me up. It's gotten me tired. But it's gotten me wanting to fight inside. Because it's not fair. I want to fight for fathers' rights. You know, for their kids. You know, the ones who want to see the dads. For the ones who want to see their kids. I am extremely exhausted, and right now I'm slurring my words and need to get to sleep. But as for right now, good night, everybody. This quarantine's going to be over soon, and I'll see you soon.